Hello, my name is Connor, and I'm one of the developers here at the VBC. Today, we'll be taking a look at one of our upcoming projects, codenamed Tiny Fights. Specifically, we're looking at one of our core tools, PlaneTech. This tool allows us to manage entire planets, although the game currently is only scoped to have one. We're building the tooling and libraries for Tiny Fights to be scalable and expandable for later games to take advantage of. At this point, I'd like to thank Good Solution Interactive for their work in making grand strategy maps. They were instrumental in showing that the scope of the project would be achievable by a small team using Godot. I highly recommend those interested in the programming side check out their videos. Now, what sets PlaneTech apart? Our tool uses a base height map and allows us to define different parameters to change the properties of the planet. At the moment, our tool is only showing the 2D shader and not the data being generated or stored by this process. The tool also allows users to define a size per pixel. For this example, we're using roughly 8 kilometer by 8 kilometer pixels. These values can be projected to a sphere and create a one-to-one representation of the planet. Based on elevation, the rate of change between pixels, proximity to water, and other factors, we can then assign tune noise to the regions to generate higher detail meshes for each of those 8 by 8 pixels. We do cheat the system a little bit. We don't render the planet as curved next to the player, with each pixel chunk being rendered as a flat plane with its own terrain seeded by the longitude and latitude of the pixel. Then for the surrounding pixels, we drop unnecessary detail, so as the player looks to the horizon, the planet is properly curved. This allows us to use extremely space-efficient methods to store data, yet a player launched from a super-powered cannon would be able to travel over a one-to-one representation of Earth as they flew through the air. Speaking of the Earth, I'd like to thank NASA for these images, both because of the license for the image requiring attribution, but also because it's amazing that such quality images were released to the public. Now, you may be worried about performance, but at the moment our test computer is a laptop with integrated graphics and 4 gigabytes of RAM, and while it's not happy, it runs just fine. Of course, when doing province and feature generation, the laptop takes about 10 to 20 times longer to run. Speaking of provinces and features, they're still being polished, as is most of this UI, which is why they are not included in this small demo. The end goal of this tool is not only to support our developers in being able to build and edit content for tiny fights faster, but also to provide tooling similar to the amazing MapGen 2.2 for Paradox games. While we have no firm timeline for when this tool may be mature enough for a public release, it is a core goal that we can provide flavors of region and future generation to support the current Paradox games. We hope you stick around to see our progress, and we'll be back soon with another devlog.